The Sleep Talkers, with me, your boy Uncle Kevin. Today I am joined by
the legendary Julio. Julio the legend.
What's popping, Mr. Jude? How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm sweet, the best ever. Living my best life.
Living your best life?
On the beach, making podcasts. Chilling on the beach with
what you sipping on? What you sipping on? What's been happening in the world, man? What's been happening? What happened since the last time I spoke to you, sir?
The world has been revolving around me.
Okay, Mr. Egotistic.
Around me.
Who are you?
I'm Julio.
Nobody gives a damn who you are, mate. Shush. Let's entertain the people. Hey, yo, people, how you doing wherever you at, man? Tell us in the comment section. How's your day? How's your day going? Hope y'all having a good time.
How's your day going?
Yeah, don't tell Jude. Just be like your uncle. That's what's up. It's your favorite niece, your favorite nephew. So, my man, today, without further ado, well, Cosby wants payback as he mues a lawsuit against Pennsylvania over prison time. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this article that just came out?
No, that is, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna hurt the people that sued him in the first place for him trying to get payback after being released. I'd probably just let that one go for it, if it was him. I'll just let it go. But then it's saying they're kind of like neglected or went against his rights.
Yeah, because so the thing is with the Cosby case here, he was not found not guilty, but there was a technical problem with the law. So why they released him was because apparently he gave a testimony. Allegedly, don't sue me too, but like allegedly he gave a testimony with the belief that if he speaks up, they will not arrest him. That was the promise that was made by a prosecutor. And then when they used the same testimony to prosecute him, so then they had a problem because they didn't fulfill their promise. So then he was let free. So now I'm guessing he's suing in the sense that, well, you guys didn't do what you wanted. What we agreed on.
But then the article, I don't know if this is word for word, there's somewhere in the article that says it's something they went against, an axe to grind against black men.
Yeah, so now he's saying because he's using the race card, because I'm a black man, you didn't want to uphold your promise. So look at what you did in the treatment.
But then how do you think, I understand that though, but how do you think, letting him go, it's,
Yeah.
But then how do you think the people who sued him in the first place, like, if, I'm not saying he did, but if he did, well,
that's the problem. Like right now we're on an allegedly. So the problem with cases like this is because, one, there's no proof. You have witnesses. You have the ladies speaking up.
But they said over 60 ladies came up. How would you call them around the witnesses?
Yeah, it's 60 people, but then they don't have proof, right? It's all just testimonials. And the problem with the case is because I think there were 2 cases, so it's like even if they come up, because of the promise he was made, those cases then go away. So it's like, oh yeah, I did it, whatever. And then it's like, because now the legal system, that's the problem. It's not from a moral perspective and how we're all looking at it, it's wrong. But from legal, there are rules.
Yeah, I mean that's the system. That's how it's designed, right, for everybody.
So it's like, I'm sorry to the people who went through what he went through. I'm not ignorant to their feelings, but that's the system.
Yeah, and he's suing them for, they said, a couple of $100,000.
Yeah,
I guess like $200,000.
Because he lost money and the damage to his reputation, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably like lawyer fees.
Yeah, and that thing is, I don't know if it's everywhere, but like in courts, right? The loser pays the lawyer fees. So if we go to court, you lose. You pay your lawyer fees.
That would make sense then, because I think he once been a slave, he had to pay the lawyer fees.
Yeah, so if he does that, still I don't know what it'd help. Like if I was him,
But do you think he's gonna win the case though?
It depends on his lawyers, because it becomes a matter of who's got the better lawyer.
There's no what is right or wrong anymore.
Yeah, it's who can present a case is factual. Like if I was him, like I don't know. You got away with murder here, just go away.
How do you know that he actually did it?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Alright, that's the word. Like 60 people allegedly said he did something. And who knows, you know, like.
Yeah, but actually, I think I kind of agree with you on that one. You know, if 60 people accused or alleged said that you did something allegedly, and then at the end of the day you got released, even though it took 2 years of your time, you know, you just have to move on to a new chapter of life. You know, like
Yeah, just disappear.
Just be like, yo, man, I don't want to hear this anymore.
Yeah, let it go. He's old now, man. Like,
but on the other side, I think he's not the one pushing this thing. I think it's his lawyers that are like, we can do this, we can get this.
Yeah.
And then they're putting it in front of him. I don't think he's the one that really came up with the idea and be like, let's sue, because this might not even be like in his knowledge. His lawyers are just telling him the possibilities of winning the case.
yeah, that's the other thing. That's why they say be very careful who comes around you, because this is a lawyer trying to make a name.
Yeah.
So if you like, I won against the state, there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's the game. It's a game, man. It's sad, but I'm sorry to the ladies.
Why do you keep saying you're sorry to the ladies? You know?
Cause man, I work in the entertainment industry. It's sad, bro. Like the power moves I work in that industry to make it. It's sad. Like,
no, I understand, but I'm not saying he didn't do the crime. You know, so
well, they lost. It's 60 people whose lives were forever changed by America's father.
But yeah, but the crazy thing was they're giving him life in jail.
Really?
Wasn't it life? I think a bunch of years, and he's like how old, like 90 or so.
Yeah, well, they're trying to, because the problem with the losses is they're trying to make an example out of you, right? So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like him, even the other guy, Harvey Weinstein, and all those guys, like they were just trying to make an example, because that's he was in a weird position.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's old. The other thing, I don't know, man. Like ladies are better to speak it. I feel like if something happens, just report it.
Yeah.
Then and then. And
you see, the thing is,
it.
I don't think men would really understand how like it feels for a lady, no
True.
matter how like they try to share the pain. Because like if you're speaking on this case and then you're speaking with a lady, the emotions that get attached, you're like, this is different, you know?
Yeah, like for us, we look at it from a logical perspective.
Yeah.
Touch me, report.
Yeah, exactly.
For
But them it's like emotions and you know the whole character is affected.
It's like you try, but yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, when you're in the entertainment, you can see it. You can see how it works. Like, bro, you have, let's say you want to role a female character, right? You have over 1,000 ladies who want to play the same role.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you different? Like, what can you do? You know what I mean? Like,
what can you do more?
Yeah, it's like, I'm talented, and then it's like, okay, there's 50 of you, out of this 1,000, there's 50 of you who are talented, who can deliver the same thing, and then one person will be like, hey,
I'll do more.
I'll do more. I'll do more. Like when I'm on set, man, I'm always looking around. I'm like, this
but wait,
is bad.
that is like, even though we're like, it's not really funny, even though we're speaking about it on a very light note, it's not really funny because switching the table or turning it around, though, how many men would go and be like,
It's the same, bro.
the same thing?
The same thing happens even for men. Like, I have, isn't that guy, I was like, what's his name? Terry Crews was like, one time a guy touched my private part. I was like, oh, man.
I'll punch you in the face.
Exactly, but he needed paper. It's like, hey, because the thing is, these directors, they have so much power, man. When you think about it, like, how many kids growing up want to be on TV, want to be actors?
Yeah.
And you're trying to come down to one. So, like, I guess for men, what happens a lot of times, we're okay with, okay, I tried this, it didn't work, I'll move on, do something else. Whereas with ladies, like, they've invested themselves in being an actress. Like, some people here in Vancouver be like, oh, I came from Australia, I came from wherever. And then it's like, it's now or never. And then the guy's like, hey, you want the role? Do something. And then 10 years, 20 years down the line, you're like, hey, the reason I made it wasn't because of my talent, it was because, you know.
Yeah, it really makes sense why they have to make example of people for this reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really should, because it's something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it needs to be.
But the thing is, people are like, once people get in the role successfully, they only get to tell these stories years after, not like immediately happens.
Yeah.
Because then, like, you get in the role, you act the movie, you complete the whole like scene. If it was a series, you complete the series
Yeah.
and everything. Then 10 years later, you be like, oh, this is what happened.
Yeah, because
So there's no evidence, nothing to really pin the case down.
Because you're trying to come up, right? The problem, because the thing is, people talk. So if you're a difficult person to work with, they talk amongst each other, and you never get opportunities. So like a lot of straight edge women or men, whoever works, is like, once you say no to one director, he tells his other director friend who tells, and then you're blackballed, so you never get work again.
Yeah.
Which is a problem, and there needs to, someone needs to look at it. Like we need there are unions already, but
Maybe getting more female directors might help.
it still doesn't help because when you have more female directors, the problem is going to be for men, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to do some work, son? What you got for me? You know what I mean?
How about everybody just being their own directors? If you want to act,
I don't know.
start your own business.
Good luck solving it. I don't know who's gonna solve this. It's a problem everywhere. Acting, music, anything that you need someone to help
Like
you.
in life, right? That's one thing I noticed. Everybody wants to take advantage of somebody at some point. You know,
Yeah.
if there's a loophole, people want to double down on the loophole and make sure they take full advantage of it.
Wait. So I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna solve it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Mr. Cosby, we wish you well. To hopefully, I don't know who's gonna win this case. We'll be looking at it deeper.
Who do you want to win this case? I think I should ask. So you have to say the name. You have to be specific. Okay, now it's gonna be Penny Slave. Say Penny Slavia or
Yo.
Bill Cosby. Who do you want to win the case?
May the legal system judge fairly. May justice be served. I plead the fifth.
That's very political.
I plead the fifth on this one. Yo, may justice be served. All right. Who do you want to win?
I'll just let justice do its job.
Let justice be served. Hey, man. Anyway, guys, move. On a lighter note, what do you think about Bill Burr ripping into the Florida governor on anti-mask mandates?
You see, like, the thing is, I see both perspectives, but then I don't think the governor deserves that kind of a backlash, though. Because if you the thing was, he'd signed a mandate, or signed against a mandate where school districts are supposed to make mask compulsory, something like that. I don't know if I put it in the right way. But yeah, that thing is, if he agreed to school districts making mask mandatory, then it'll make power in their arms, and then they can make decisions based on their own emotions and stuff. And you know how people feel about the whole pandemic and thing. We're like, oh, don't come around me. Oh, you have to wear this. Oh, you know. And then it becomes too disturbing for people, spreading a lot of fear. And so I get where he might be coming from. But you also have to understand that this man he won't just wake up and make a decision and be like, oh, I'm not signing this. There has to be like advisors and people talking around him, and people trying to get him to make the best decisions, coupled with his own, intuition. So he's not just, talking. But Bill Burr, on the other hand, he's just talking. So I completely like he just woke up and out of his emotions and out of his own experience, because that's life, right? Everything, or our perspective is just based on our religion experiences and the things around us. So he just woke up and he thinks everybody has to wear a face mask because they said there's going to be another wave, and then there's a new variation of the virus and stuff. So he's like, oh, we need face masks. Everybody has to be mandatory for everybody. Yeah. So I disagree with Bill Cosby on that one.
Yeah, Bill Burr. Hey,
Sorry, Bill Burr on that one.
Move on, alright?
I moved on.
Don't get us cancelled in our third episode, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, Bill Burr. Yeah, I disagree with Bill Burr on that one. Yeah, but what do you think?
Well, what I think is, Florida has always been crazy. It's a crazy state in general. So like, you do know they never went into lockdown. They never, like, there was never anything to do with COVID. COVID came, like, fuck it, we're gonna keep on living our life.
Yeah.
To now, so now the problem with like masks and stuff, it's we have two situations whereby the doctors and the health people, they haven't fully explained to a way where they educate the public on what's really going on with this COVID thing. Like,
the thing is, the doctors, they don't even truly understand.
See, we would appreciate them if they come out and say, guys, we don't understand what's going on. This is what we think. This is what's gonna help, and then this is what we're implementing. And
But
then
you know how the formal system is. Everybody wants to be a professional, so they rather flip words and turn you round and round and round.
But you see, that's where we have problem number one. Because if you come out and tell us we don't know, I think as humans we understand. Because you know, at the end of the day, you might be the president or whatever, you're still a human being, and it's there's something we can connect to like, yo, this is a new thing. We have no idea what we're dealing with. This is what's going to happen, and then we can look at it and say, okay, these guys don't know, but they think this works, and then we can all operate from a we think. Not that now if you come out and say, I'm the health minister.
Okay, so I think the first question here would be, how does face mask prevent you from being infected?
Yeah.
So is the virus airborne, or what exactly? I heard the droplets. He has a droplet that if you're too close, you can. So how does face mask really prevent you?
Okay, so
from getting it?
from my understanding, it's the virus is transmitted through aerosols, whatever those are.
So if you transmit it to air, is it airborne? You mean you're saying
Not
it's
airborne. It's not airborne, but it's like the flu. So it's a liquid, but then when you breathe out, you don't just breathe out air. You breathe out the liquids part, or when you cough, those things you. So what the mask does is it stops you when you cough or when you breathe out. It stops those droplets from leaving your mouth to the next person, and then the virus apparently. Okay, this was a Zimbabwean to explain. It was like it's so heavy, it's so dense. So it doesn't stay in the air for long. It then falls to the ground.
Yeah.
However, so what the masks help, or what they discovered was, if people wear masks, so if you have COVID, you have a mask and you cough and you do whatever, it lowers the chances of you passing COVID to the next person. So that's when they were like, so everybody wear a mask. And then they were like, you know, you don't really need the mask.
Why?
Because the thing, it jumps 5 feet? So it doesn't go above 5 feet. And they didn't explain why, but and then we go to that, and then it goes to, you know what, you need to wear 2 masks, and then it's like, wait, see, but if they come out and say we don't know, and then once we know that they don't know, they're just experimenting, or they're just coming up with different conclusions at each level as they know more.
So who are we getting? The question is, who are we getting? Who is the force, or who is the the world is listening to? Is it WHO, or who is the system of this thing?
The world has moved on from WHO, because WHO, remember when this thing started, and I think it was Trump or whoever was like, yo, shut down our borders, and they were criticizing that person. And then they were like, shut down your borders, like a month later, because they had more knowledge. The problem with that was, you see, this whole I'm the expert, listen to me. And then it's like, okay, you are the expert. You cannot be wrong, because if you're wrong, think about the amount of lives that have been lost now.
Okay, so my whole point here is, considering Bubora, he doesn't understand. And let's say the Florida governor doesn't understand. So who is right?
Okay. Coming back to Bill Burr, the reason he's going after the Florida guy is Florida has, I stand to be corrected, they have like one of the highest cases of COVID, because they never took it seriously. Like if you look at people going on vacation, people on the beach, there's no distancing, there's no masks, there's no anything. So his thing is, don't make it, don't make it, I think in my case I'll say, don't make it mandatory to wear a mask. Do not make it not mandatory. Because now what's going to happen is, if you're in school and you want to wear a mask, then someone's going to be like, hey, that's not legal for you to wear a mask.
Yeah, but the governor never said, he didn't say you can't wear a mask. He said he doesn't want to give the authority to the school districts to say everybody must wear a mask.
Exactly.
So that's why I said I agree with the governor. So if you choose to protect yourself, you protect yourself and protect others if that's what you choose.
But the argument against that is, then, for example, think about a car. What happens if someone wakes up and says, I don't want brakes in my car? If you're in the road and your car doesn't have brakes, you're like, motherfucker, you don't want brakes in your car.
That's actually a very good point, though. But
you don't want brakes in your car.
That's a good point.
Which is the same thing with masks.
I'm sure there are more ways you can counter that point, but I don't
So that's been the problem with this thing, is you have people who are for the mask and people who are anti-mask. So it's like, how do we live together? Because if you are anti-mask and I'm pro-mask, you're endangering me.
So you're trying to say separation or like so how can we come together now and agree at what
The
point?
only solution to this COVID thing is, from in my head, and I guess because I'm not a scientist, has always been, how do we, what you call it? Is it eradicate? Just destroy it. All in all, like the solution is to find a cure to this thing and get it out of the system.
So even the vaccines they are given, like it doesn't really help though. Because now they say you take one, but this one doesn't really do anything, and then in 2 months or in a month or how many weeks?
No. So the vaccine, it's not, how we have vaccines for every other thing. With this one, it was designed to help your body fight the disease. So if you get COVID and you're on the vaccine, you won't get the damage that people are getting. Like, so that's how I understood how this works from Joe Rogan. Okay, I need better sources, but how it works is, if you get COVID,
Dr. Joe Rogan.
yeah, Dr. Joe Rogan, if you get COVID, yeah, isn't people were getting damaged lungs, whatever, the way it was killing. If you have the vaccine, it helps you, the person, fight the disease.
So basically, yeah, from what I'm understanding, the vaccine is acting as white blood cells, which is helping you fight disease in your body. Why don't you just eat fruits then?
Because no, so they're saying
you see, what you're saying is, like the thing doesn't cause respiratory disorder and all those things. I don't think it does. But what it does is, it should I say, enhances the diseases or the virus or whatever you had in your body, right?
the COVID.
Yeah, it kind of like if you had like a disorder or some kind of disease, so it helps make the disease even stronger. I'm not really in tune with the whole.
Yeah, whatever that does. So the vaccine helps you. So the thing is, if you get COVID, say you had a 60% chance of dying.
Yeah.
If you have the vaccine, it's reduced to say 10% of you.
But has that been proven? I also read an article where they said like over 100,000 people have lost their lives to the vaccine.
Well, it's 100,000 people in a billion people who've been vaccinated. So those, you see, the problem with media, you have to be very careful with these people.
Everybody's talking.
Yeah, it's like you have 100,000 people die out of a billion, and then you're like, huh? You know what I mean? Like, it sounds big, but it's like, okay, 100,000 people died, yes. But the thing is, like, I think the Moderna, they say that there's a 94% chance of success. So that's 6%. If 6% of those people die, the media just comes and says, these 6% people die. It's like, okay, yeah, they did die, but what about the other 94%? So, but then the problem with the vaccine is, unlike other vaccines which combat the virus itself,
I think we need to bring a medical doctor who understands this to actually speak out. I'd like to hear the real medical side of this.
We'll find one, but they're likely, see, the problem with them is, I'm an expert, this is how it works, and then 2 months later, like, guys. That's why Dr. Joe Rogan has been helping.
Dr. Joe Rogan.
But then you see, people just diss Joe Rogan. But the thing, he actually has doctors and scientists on this platform.
No, yeah, for sure. Like he's knowledgeable because of his network,
yeah.
Right?
In most cases, they are the ones telling him. But then people just go, oh, Joe Rogan. But it's like, he has the path. Like for me, that's how I learned more about this thing. Like he brought in a viral whatever person who was like, and the guy was correct. He's like, this thing is a respiratory disease. It's gonna spread as long as you're in close communication. Like how we do in Vancouver downtown. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know how we didn't get massive hits of that thing, but that's how like he said it in the beginning. So I was like, hey, I'll work with Joe Rogan because these other guys, I get it, but they're not.
But
helping.
they've also been like professionals who came up to say that there's a thing as COVID-19, but the mortality rate is exaggerated
by the media.
Yeah. So like now, like when someone had explained one time, he said the mortality rate is like 0.3. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So 0.3 compared to poverty rates and compared to malaria, compared to every other thing.
But you see, when you say 0.3, it makes it sound like a small number. 0.3 is over 30 million people.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm not speaking for myself right now. I'm trying to get. I don't know if I can get objective because humans we have bias normally, but I'm just saying, if from the actually I read this though, they said it's like the mortality rate is 0.3. Mm-hmm. So there are other things that are more concerning and more threatening than COVID. Why didn't we address it? Like malaria, for instance.
Because
why didn't we address it the same way? Why didn't the world shut down
No, see, the problem with that argument is because we have solutions for malaria. And malaria
But
will
people,
not.
even with the solution, people are still dying more though.
But that's a human error though. Because people should not be dying. Like people who die a lot from malaria, like malaria, we have solution. We literally have. If you get malaria, there's literally the anti-malaria drug. Here you drink it, you'll be fine in a week or in 2 days. We have solutions. It's just a matter of moving resources to those people who get it, which is a problem in Africa because of our fucking governments that steal the medication, money, and whatever. That's why people die of malaria. Compared to COVID, it's 0.3 of the population dies with controls in place. If we just let it go, that number is going to increase. Because right now, if we just say open the fucking borders, life as usual. You got, okay, I want to say crazy Americans.
So like, I think Canada said about 75% of the population, or is it BC, have taken the. So do you think that actually helps the number?
Well, what that does, so remember the problem with COVID was for the health sector, right? The reason we shut down was because hospitals were getting full capacity. So now that you have 75% of the people vaccinated and they will not get the like if you get COVID, it's not going to kill you.
But that's the problem.
You're going to be okay. For them, you see,
Because you're getting COVID with the vaccine.
Yeah, the solution to this, like why the vaccines are there, the solution is if you do get COVID, you're not going to the hospital. So hospitals are not getting packed. So if we have 75% of the population vaccinated, 25% not. If you do get COVID, we do have the respiratory system for you to come die. Set up. Yeah, because they say once you're in the ICU, that's it. There's no, because your lungs take too much damage, right? There's no recovery. Or if you do recover, you will have long-term effects. Eventually, you're still gonna die. I'm sorry to say, because your lungs.
Who said it? You have to be specific. Don't use your own words.
That's Google. Dr. Google now. Like if you look at Lewis Hamilton, he said something like he got COVID in December, and then last week in his last race, he was like, I'm fatigued. So I'm still having effects from the COVID. So you're like, oh shit. Because that was always the problem with COVID is people don't know what the we know what the short-term effect is. We don't know what the long-term effect of getting it is. So that's also a problem.
So now the vaccine, does it actually help the long-term effect?
No one knows. Remember, this thing is only 6 months old.
That is the only challenge I have. The fact that we're being medicated. I mean, I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm just saying I don't understand. The fact that there's medication, like a vaccine for it, and then there's people are trying to get everybody to wear face masks.
Yeah.
And all these regulations and people talking about it. You know, people are so confident that they know what is going on.
Yeah.
But then the problem is nobody actually knows.
Yeah. The problem is the problem with the day and age you live, right? You have to be an expert. If you're an expert, it means you know it all. But someone has to come and say, I don't know, but this is what I think. And then what that does, because this thing only came out last year, December. That's the first case of COVID. And then they were like, no, we've always had COVID, the virus.
It was 2019 December.
Yeah, so they're like, we've always had this thing around, right? Oh shit, we're in 2021.
Yeah.
Alright, they're like, we've always had this thing. So here's the solutions that we had for SARS, because it was similar to SARS, right?
Yeah.
And then they just took their plan and adapted it to this one. So the problem is, they don't know what this thing is. They found a solution, COVID-19, and then it switched to the Delta variant, to the UK variant, to the South African variant, to the American variant.
Yeah.
All those things.
So how is the variant? This is
because that's how viruses work, right? They adapt. They adapt to the systems and depending on your conditions. Like the South African variant was said to be very, because that one now you have people with malaria and whatever, and the virus adapts to that, and it's coming to people who've never had malaria and all that nonsense. The people keep trying. So that's the problem with the 0.3, like with the stats, because the moment you open it up. And people can move around. Those variants will variant and that 0.3 will fast rise. But the problem we've had is the media.
Yeah.
Because CNN will report some weird, bro. Okay. They had on a thing like a tally. You know how they do politics, like how they count votes.
Yeah.
You're winning this. They had death rates of people. Like, okay, 1 person died in Canada, 20 people died in I don't know, Mexico, 30 people died in Netherlands. And it was raising. all that nonsense has always been the media. If someone controlled the media like how they do it in Africa, where you have one TV station that gives you information,
yes, they say
we'll be in a
wrong,
better position.
they ban you.
we've been in a better position. But right now the problem is you have CNN, you have Joe Rogan.
About it anymore,
right?
Until we get a doctor to or we can invite Dr. Joe Rogan to see us.
or just do your research. Whatever you do, man. The thing
That's
is
the
do your own
thing.
research.
That is the worst part. Researching on this thing is the worst part. I told you I spent like December last year just trying to see if I can get answers and understand how the vaccine was, yeah, and at that point they said the virus was not isolated, so there couldn't be a vaccine for it. So I was trying to research. I'm like, what is isolation, right? And how do they mean? But then the more you it's like Google, whatever you search for, you get an answer. If you say what is my name, don't give you an answer. So whatever you search for, you always get an answer. So searching on the media doesn't really help.
What is my name was a song written by Joe Rogan.
Okay, so yeah, let's move on from that one. We can spend the whole year speaking on that. The next thing we should address is, or we should talk about, not address. Yeah, this is a fun topic. So what do you think of Lil Nas X video?
Lil Nas X, that's
Yes.
my guy.
So there's been a lot of controversies around it. Everybody's getting mad, getting upset. I don't know. Everybody has something to say about it. What do you have to say about it?
About Lil Nas X,
About the video, not about him. I think it's cool, but about the video.
I feel like, people say from a marketing perspective he's a genius, right? But I don't understand it. I don't understand what that statement means.
Would you go to that height to be a marketer? To sell a product? Let me not say to be a marketer. Would you go to that height to sell a product?
No. I wouldn't. I don't know what his motives are. Like, I've never really understood the whole movement. Okay, like, I get it. It's not, I don't know, how do I put it? Like, what he's trying to do is to make being, what's the best way? Being gay or the LGBTQ movement, like, he's trying to put them mainstream, right? Yeah. I'm guessing that's what he's trying to do. But I've never understood the concept because, in my understanding from marketing perspective, is willing buyer, willing seller. So if you're trying to sell yourself, to sell your ideas, right, it means the person on the other side
has to be willing to buy.
Is willing to buy what you're selling.
Okay.
So no matter what he does, if someone is anti-gay, they're still gonna be anti-gay. If someone is pro-gay, they're gonna be pro-gay, and they're gonna watch his videos regardless.
Yeah. So now, okay, the thing I should ask is, do you think he was thinking marketing when he was making the video, or he was thinking just expression?
I think he was thinking marketing because he thought if I make a controversial video, because right now nowadays about views, right? Yeah. Everyone's gonna talk about it. Everyone's gonna watch it. And then for them that's the satisfaction, like, oh, my song has 1 billion views. But then my question is, does it push the needle you want it to push? Because the thing that we want, or I'm assuming that they want, is you want people to accept, the whole concept of being LGBT is normal. It is what it is. But I don't think society is ready for that.
Oh, so that's why you think the whole thing went. Actually, I spoke with a lady one time. She was like, I've seen a lot of women on the TV naked. I just want to understand another perspective. Since that she's seen every time on every rapper's music video, there are women naked.
Yeah.
That she was excited to see men naked on the music video this time. What do you think of that perspective?
Well, the problem with that perspective is women. I don't want to put myself in trouble. Women, in a way, have never been seen as people who are stimulated by visuals. Like, for women, it's always been the way that, like, women, I don't know the psychology of a woman, but like from a marketing perspective, they've never, like, if you put a hot guy with big chests and whatever, for women it's different. It's always okay. Some women will be disgusted by a muscular guy. Some like dead boards and whatever because they're so different compared to guys where if it's a big booty, big boobs, like woo, fantasies and whatever, right? So sex always sells for guys. That's why because for guys it's like we look up to the like guys have always had this alpha male thing. That's why in rappers' music you have the guy, he has a very pretty girl, and guys are like, whoa, I wish I was him, and we understand like the hierarchy. Like, okay, that's 50 Cent. This is me. These are the type of women 50 Cent can hang out with. This is something I aspire to be. I don't know for women if it works the same way to say, oh, look at those men. Because for guys, it's all about selling the idea of selling yourself as the alpha male, right?
Yeah.
But then for ladies, I don't know if it works the same. So for them to say, oh, I was happy to see naked men, good for you. But I don't know if that's how it works.
Okay, so like, did you watch the video from start to finish?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't finish the video though.
I actually like the Jack Harlow part. Because he had a woman.
The thing is, actually I do like the song, but I didn't finish the video. For my own perspective about the whole sexuality thing is, I don't really care who is displaying sexuality. I just don't want to see it. You know, when you move on the road and people are just hugging and, you know, kissing and overly doing what I'm still very much African. I prefer you do your sexualities in your room, you know. So I'm not really comfortable with whoever kissing and doing stuff. I could be with a child on the road. I don't want them to see that. They probably would see it anyway, but yeah. I'm not comfortable with them seeing it around me. So that's my own take on that. Like,
and what the hell?
Yeah, but the whole controversy was him bringing out the naked man. If you notice, it was straight men who were getting mad.
Yeah, because it's just, you know what I mean. Like it's a guy thing, I guess. In the end of it, it's like when you're in a locker room and some dude just runs naked. You're like, what the hell, mate?
Yeah.
Wear some shorts or some shit. Like that's just a normal. I feel like guys. Well, I was told don't use the word normal, but that's like a common reaction that you have. Like it's like when you're in boarding school, or whatever. It's like, yeah, we know we're gonna be naked, but it's like, hey, what the hell? That's so. I feel like that's a normal dude's reaction. And then at the end of the day, like with him, he's always trying to troll, push controversy. Cause then for him, I think he likes it. I don't know who would like negative.
Yeah, I don't really think. I don't know if he likes it. I think he wants to be the face to push a certain narrative. You know, he wants to make it normal. Like you just mentioned now, he wants to be like, you know how someone passes by and then there's certain like categorization, where I've seen people like maybe I'm in a place of work, and then I'm asking for a description, and someone just describes someone in a weird way because they are not they're from the LGBT community. So I think what he's trying to do is like he's trying to make the whole perspective like normal. You turn the TV on, you see men dancing naked. The same way you turn the TV on, you see women, and you know he just wants it to be. He wants to be the face of pushing the narrative.
But then
and he's done it bad. But I don't think he's the kind of person who's comfortable with negative energy. He doesn't strike me as that kind of person. He just wants to do it regardless.
But then my thing with that is, if you want us to see naked men, it doesn't take long for men to see each other naked, and we've always been disgusted by it. It's like when you're in school, you had to go shower. Your boys were in there showering as well. There's a reason you'd wait for the boys to walk out and walk in, because it was just not. So it's not a matter of it being on TV. It's just a thing that's innate in us. Like, I don't want to see you doing your thing. It's like even when you go in the
Yeah, that's my biggest challenge with seeing open sexuality, right? Do it in your room with whoever. Like I'm never gonna ask somebody who do you like, you know. Don't show me.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like the thing is I'm not LGBT, so I don't understand their struggles and pain. Yeah. But it's like even when I see a like you explained, like a man and a woman kissing in the street, it's disgusting. It's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
And for them then to say, okay, we're gonna kiss on TV, we want you to see it. Like, why do you want me to see it? Like, why does my opinion matter? Like,
but at the end of the day, he still won.
Well, it depends on what you mean. He still won because
see, okay, let me tell you why I think he won. If it was about expression, you know, just pushing normalcy, then he's done it. And you know, like I'll tell you why I think he's done it, because now people have seen the first. I don't think there's ever been a video like that before. People have seen their first, And then when
Yeah, probably.
and the first was even him too. This was even the second. Yeah, this is not even the first. This is the second. So
Yeah.
like the first one's gonna be like that's how the reaction is. It was like the first one's gonna be like what is this? What is this? What is this? Okay, then we just accept. So that's how it's gonna go. At some point, it's gonna be like okay, whatever. It's leaving us. And then and then on the marketing perspective side, how he won is people want to see like when people start criticizing, be like this is bad, this is that, this is that, and then you go on YouTube or wherever to watch the video, boom, he gets paid. You stream the song. I actually do like the song.
Nah,
I
but
actually do like the song.
yeah, you want if that was the goal. But my thing is, I saw the video, I never saw it again. I never interacted with it again. I moved on with my life, and the algorithm knows like, okay, you didn't interact with this. You moved on with his life, and your video goes.
How many views does he have? Let me check. How many
He doesn't
views.
know because everybody's talking about it. But that's the thing, right? Like, the problem nowadays, how we live is nothing is over on repeat. You just watch it one day, I saw it, bye, and then
Oh, he has 10 million views.
we move on with our life.
70 million views.
Cause yeah, you put out two of them, right?
Oh, the uncensored
the
one.
uncensored and the censored. I don't even want to see the uncensored.
It has 70 million views. You haven't seen the censored one.
So you won. If the like I said, if the goal was views, you win. But you remember, views are like impressions. They don't mean anything. Because I guess for him, because it's big, the problem you see it when people start going on tours and stuff. And then it's like, yeah, we're going on tours, but no one's coming to the show. What the hell?
Oh, he's going to have a sold out show.
Yeah, him because his music is good though.
Yeah, he's
He's not just about, I'm LGBTQ.
He's going to have a sold out show. Like that one, I'm 100% sure. Just like when 6ix9ine came out of jail, everybody was like, oh, he's cohesive. I'm like, yo, this is music. It's two different things, like personality and like this guy is gonna come out, do the same thing, do his acts and keep rapping, and still sell out shows. And look at what is happening. The young man is still doing very well.
Yeah, good for Mr.
Yeah,
Mr.
it is what
Nas.
it is.
Wish you the best, sir.
So the next
come to the Sleek Talkers podcast.
The next one is Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker. Just announced an album together. What do you think? Do you think it's gonna be fire? Machine Gun Kelly, I knew him as a rapper.
Yeah,
and they started doing rock music, and I'm like, yo, it's kind of fire too.
I haven't listened to his rock stuff. I only knew him as a rapper, but I think he was a rock artist before he was a rapper.
He was?
Yeah, I think he was rock and then rap and then.
Yeah, no, his rock sounds actually very good. His versatility is out of this world. Yeah. It's
well,
very good.
Yeah, as long as it's good. Because what I know is the people who love rock and in the rock community,
they're very supportive.
They're supportive, and if they love you, they love you.
The thing is, they accept him in the community too.
Oh, yeah.
Because his rock songs are not average; they're actually very good.
Oh,
yeah. And this album, I think, is gonna be fire though.
Travis Barker's drums are ridiculous.
It's gonna be fire.
They're always anytime it's a Travis Barker feature, the drums are ridiculous.
One time I was surprised. He had a concert, a drum. I think it was just a drum concert, and I watched it like a long time ago. I didn't even know you could do that. Like you can just
bang drums.
Yeah. But then it was very entertaining. I'm like, yo, I really do like this.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wish. This one, I have no idea. MGK. I wish him the best though. Is he still dating? What's her name? This pretty girl from Transformers. Megan Fox.
I guess so. They looked really happy the last time. I'm not sure. I've not been keeping updates on it.
I don't know much. What do you think? You're his fan. You happy with what? Oh, Travis Barker's dating Kourtney Kardashian. Holy sheesh.
Really? How did you find that?
I just saw on the article, man. It says Travis Barker is dating Kourtney Kardashian. I used to have a crush with Kourtney Kardashian.
Well, too late.
Hey, she's 35, man. I'm a baby.
So it doesn't matter.
I'm a baby.
Unless you choose.
It does matter, bro. I'm a baby. Our dad Kim though.
Who? Isn't Kim the older sister?
Yeah, Kim. Kim is fire, bro. Kim is like 40 now.
Then why would you rather date?
Because she's Kim, right?
I don't know what that means, but
okay. Yeah, it's Kim. It's Kimberly Kardashian, bro. I like Kimberly.
My guy.
Like
you're too late to the show.
No. to the next Kim, I'm available. Just don't do no weird stuff.
The next Kim. Okay.
the next hot thing. And then where's your boy Drake, man? I haven't heard about Drake in a minute.
He's chilling. He's done a lot. Like he achieved a lot this year and last year. He needs a vacation.
Really?
He needs a vacation. He got the best artist of the decade. Yeah, that's very big. Like, let him rest.
I was talking to someone like, don't you think Drake is in a weird position? Like,
How?
if he releases like this year, like releasing an album right now, knowing Kendrick might just drop an album at any second, doesn't that put you in a weird position?
But Drake is still gonna sell though. I don't know if he's gonna sell as he's supposed. You see, like Drake. I don't know if Drake and Kendrick's fans are they collide. I feel like they'll still be successful regardless.
But the talk will be Kendrick though. Because the way this
Why
thing,
would they talk with
well,
Drake?
I'm thinking the reason they're not dropping albums is because of the pandemic. Because these guys, when they drop, they then do the tours, right?
Yeah, and
So likely it's gonna be end of year or next year that they'll drop albums. But then the problem is, like in hip hop, there can only be one person being spoken about. Like look at J. Cole. When he dropped his album, it was like, oh my goodness, this is the thing. 2 weeks later, the world has moved on. So if you drop the album, let's say a Drake, you drop your album, and Kendrick releases the following week, the whole talk is gonna be Kendrick.
but don't you think it's gonna be the same thing if Kendrick releases and then Drake drops?
But Kendrick gives us one album in 20 years, man.
It doesn't matter. This is Drake. Drake has proven himself. Like you see, Drake is one person I cannot doubt again.
Bro, you remember when Dem came out? People were going Kendrick is the greatest of all time, and this was after waiting 5 years.
But people always say that to everybody
To Kendrick.
who drops an album after waiting some time.
See, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
and then what about Kanye West?
His album,
Did you stream it? The thing that he did.
no, I didn't. I really don't have updates on Kanye. But what do you know for sure? I think the album is gonna be good because it's Kanye.
Your boy Jay-Z was on the album.
Yeah, that's the song I really want to hear. I haven't heard anything from them.
Yeah. Well,
When is it dropping? Has it dropped already?
no one knows.
I thought they said last Friday. I told them
He
it was like
streamed
Friday.
it. He streamed it live.
So did you pay money for? Did you have to pay for the stream?
I don't know. I was working. I didn't watch it, but I saw it on Twitter and people were going, "Oh, this song is my favorite." That song, but Kanye is being Kanye. So
Though that man, his reasoning, like people have to understand that Kanye is just a genius in his own way. Though I like how he thinks.
his levels is beyond his level. Like Kanye is just a genius. Like man, you should go watch it if you didn't. Like the Houseway, like that interview. The moment he starts screaming, he takes it away. But everything he was saying in that interview, I was just like, this man gets it.
Like the thing is, people don't get him because he's. I'm not gonna lie, he's actually a very controversial artist or celebrity. But a lot of times he makes sense. So because of, should I say, track record, it's like Donald Trump. You know, if he says something good, people will be like, oh, he's Donald Trump, then he's just saying. But then you have to pay attention to actually get, oh, he's making sense.
What are you saying? That interview, man. It has a lot of like the thing. He was speaking business, I was like, yo, and Sway wasn't getting it.
And the thing is, why I don't doubt all those people is they've shown it that they're doing the thing.
Yeah.
So why would I want to argue with, like, someone came here and is worth $1 billion and I'm trying to get to 1 billion and he's saying don't have breakfast every morning and I'm saying no, it's a lie. He probably did not have breakfast every morning, you know. So I don't care if it's a lie or it's the truth. That's what he did, right? And that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
So it's
sad. Yeah, I was just like, yo, until that point, man. Anyway, bro, we still have many topics, or what do you want?
No, that's about it.
We
We're
gotta
already
say
taking a lot of time.
bye to the people.
Yeah.
Give the people some words of encouragement, some sleek words. Tell them something nice.
Make sure to sleep every night.
Don't
overburn your candle. Don't wear your brain out trying to hustle.
Yo, my people, go out, pay your bills, alright?
At 10 p.m. sleep. Sleep. Don't stress yourself, my people. Don't stress yourself. Sleep.
Yo, my nieces and nephews, this is your uncle, yo. Go out there, pursue your dreams, you know what I mean? Like, live your life. Understand that it's on you, yo. Whatever you want to do, be sleek. And let us know what you want us to talk about, man. Like, If you see any topic that's trending that you want a different take on it, hit us up in the comment section.
For sure.
See y'all next week.
Alright. See you. Have a very wonderful day.
Bang.